And just like that, we are back. Hello, and welcome to Chronicles of Power, a podcast dedicated to the world of power, where I review and break down the latest episode in the Powerverse. My name is Keemie, and we are brought to you by Private Listed, your source for all things music, sports, culture, and entertainment. Make sure you follow us at Chronicles of Power on Instagram. If you're watching this on YouTube, make sure you hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so that you can know when there are new episodes like this coming to your screens. Now, I am not alone today, and I have a very special guest in the building with me. And well, in the virtual building with me. She hasn't been on for this entire season, and I've missed her so much. But let me talk about her a little bit, right? She is one of the best makeup artists in the game, not just for weddings, right? She could do any face. She could do old, young, baby, whatever it is, and she's gonna bring out your best features. She's been featured in New York Times, Essence, The Griot, The Knot, Forbes. She's been everywhere. And most of all, she's a friend to the show for Chronicles of Power. Mema of Mema Creations is in the building.
I'm so excited to be back.
Oh my gosh. And she'll be with us for this entire episode. And we will be reviewing episode 307 of Force, titled Line in the Sand, written by my dude, Lamonte. I call him Lamonte, but his name is Lamont. Lamont Edwards. He has definitely been on the show with us before. If you do have time, go check out that interview. He actually gave a lot of insights into how he writes the characters, how he develops the story, and he also gave a lot of information about upcoming writers who were trying to get into the game. So definitely, if you haven't watched that interview already, pull it up on YouTube or wherever you find your podcast and give it a look, give it a go. Now, this episode was directed by Gary Lennon, and I already knew that we was gonna be in for some shit once I saw he was directing the episode. So, first things first, we're going to start this off good. And in the interest of time, please tell me the top two things that you liked about this episode.
Um, what I really liked is that Gerard, I feel, finally got exposed for how messy he is.
Jenard.
Um, Jenard. I mean, I be jacking that guy's name up. Sorry, I apologize. Jenard finally got exposed for how messy he is. Like, I feel like everybody's finally starting to see it. The people that didn't see it before. And Stacy, Stacy,
Stacy.
that took me for a shock. Wow.
Wow.
So I have to say, wow.
So, yeah, wow. Okay, two things. Two things that I liked about this episode. I loved all of the interactions that we were able to see with D-Mac. I loved his interactions with JP. I loved his phone call with Kate. I loved him at the dinner table with his girlfriend and with JP. And I also liked when he was in the background of Uncle Tommy getting his butt whipped. Get him up! So I liked D-Mac this episode. Another thing that I did like this episode that I'm curious about your thoughts on. You know what? I'm trying to think if I should hold off on this till later, but let's see what we can do. I like that Stacy advocated for herself in
Okay.
this episode. I like that we are supposed to know that she is the good guy, and if you all have watched the interview that I did with the actress who plays Stacy, she gives a very in-depth character breakdown of who she believes Stacy Marks is. And I like that Stacy stood up to Tommy.
Yes.
I like that she was conflicted about what she was doing and she didn't let her ambition or her want and drive to become mayor actually led her down the wrong path. She was able to say, "Hey, whatever you got on me, put it out. I'll work it
Yeah.
out because I can't do this anymore." You could tell that she felt guilty about picking up the wrong person who she know didn't kill Claudia.
Yeah.
And that has been haunting her, which is how we open up the episode. So I really liked Stacy Marks's presence in this episode. There were other little things that I liked too, but for now, we'll just stick to those two. So let's start off on a good foot, right? We start off with Stacy. Let's start off with Stacy because we know what
Yes.
happens at the end, but we'll hold off on that.
Yeah.
But I do want to ask you, were you surprised that this happened to her? If anyone was going to survive, I thought it was going to be her. How often do we kill the legal figure
Yeah.
in
I mean,
power? Like,
I know in the world of power, they always take so long to kill like Sachs,
yeah,
Proctor, like,
yes,
and I just thought she would survive. Even though the series is coming to end, I thought she would just make it because
yeah, because
who
she's
else is left?
right. And we have a corrupt Sang left, and that's all we really know. And the new person that they brought in that we only saw for one episode. So, who is going to be fighting this case? Who is going to be going up against the cartel? Now we are on episode 7, so and we do know by about this part of filming that they did know that the show was not coming back, right? So maybe they're just trying to tie up loose ends.
Yeah. So
You
just to
think?
clarify,
Uh-huh.
this season is the final season. There's not one after.
Nope. This
Okay.
is the final season of Force. There has been talks about possible spin-offs,
Okay.
but nothing set in stone yet.
Yeah.
So we'll see. All right. So Stacy has her haunted dreams. We catch up with who should we move on to next? Should we go to Diamond and Jenard, your two besties?
Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do
Oh,
it.
you can't be rolling your eyes. Some people just listen to this. They don't see you.
Listen, he's finally graduated from. I'm convinced with Diamond this season. I'll say
Are
that.
you?
I
So,
am. It
that
took
was
me
gonna be
three
my next
seasons, but
question. Let me tell you. So maybe
before
maybe
it
we
was
should go
given
into the
faster. But.
yeah, you know, maybe we should go into the things that I didn't like because
Okay.
I did not like Diamond cursing the CEO out. I was like, who is this who is
Yeah.
this person? I did not like this.
Yeah. Like he
Can't
went from
believe
0 to
her.
100. Yeah.
Her like that. And to be around him in person or just speak to him or even just watch him on screen or watch him interact with other people, he's nothing like that. And I was like, why is he talking to that lady like that? It made me
He has
feel
to make us
bad.
believe him. He has to make us believe he is Diamond. And
Huh.
that comes with the territory.
I don't know. But so let's talk about what's happening with Diamond and Jenard. So you told me that you believe him now. So what exactly do you believe about him? Do you believe that he is completely done with Tommy? Do you believe that he is going to take Jenard's side and it's just going to be him and Jenard and the rest of the coalition and Tommy is completely ousted?
No, I think him and Tommy is having a little like brother spat, like how Tommy and Ghost would have. I think they'll make up in the end of the show. And I think Diamond is gonna see. I think Diamond is the only person still in the dark about Jenard being messy. I think everybody else is hip to it. Tommy's been hip to it. Shanti was, finally saw like, okay, you are a jerk. And
Hmm.
I think before episode 10, Diamond is gonna figure out that his brother was playing him all along. I think I finally believe Diamond because I feel like the first 2 seasons he was trying to battle being the bad guy and he was trying to
Mm,
change his life. And, then remember the kid Leon, like he took him on like a son. And it's like he realized being the nice guy does not work. And it's just not working for his life. And finally, he's back to Diamond, but probably Diamond 2.0, like the Diamond that everybody talks about in Chi Town. He's that
mhm,
person times 2. So I think the first 2 seasons he played it safe. He was giving this kind of quiet. I'm trying to be a good guy now, and
mhm,
I just wasn't buying it. I wasn't buying into his character, but now I'm like, okay, I see the Diamond that they spoke of.
mhm.
He's here. He's arrived.
Yeah, he's here now. He's here now. So just I want to push back on something that you said in terms of him finding out that Jenard is playing him. No, if there's going to be enough time for all of those reveals to happen. I don't think that there's going to be enough time within the season considering we have 3 episodes left, right? Someone tried to kill Miguel. Vic is looking like he is teaming up with Jenard. That little conversation they had, that kind of rubbed me a little funny, right? Shanti still has a dog in this fight,
Mm-hmm.
and Vic is still lingering around. Diamond is here too, and they're still building out the coalition. We still have Che, Marquez, and the cartel running
Yeah.
around. And then there's this whole issue of Maria being pregnant. With all of those storylines happening, right? I don't know how we are going to bring out the information that Shanti. Oh, and we forgot about King Kilo and DMAC and Marshall, right? Because these are still people, character, and
Yeah.
storylines that we still have to close out because they
Yeah.
knew that the show was ending. Now, whether or not everyone survives all of this, that's up in the air. But in terms of Diamond finding out that Shanti was trying to get Jenard to kill him, I don't even think
Mm-hmm.
Jenard believes that he was going to kill his brother.
Yeah.
I don't think he was going to do it, and that's one of the reasons why he's like latched onto him right now, and he's been kind of pushing Shanti away because he doesn't want to kill his brother. That's all he has left. There's no dad, there's no mom. They don't have children between them. They only have each other.
Yeah.
And even when him and Shanti got into the argument in the bathroom of the club, he's like, I don't need you because you ain't shit. And if it's so easy for him to push her away, considering I thought that they were pretty close, the only person that he does have is his brother. And the
Yeah.
only person that could tell him about that plot would be Shanti. And I don't know how she makes it out of that alive. Is she just going to go up to Diamond and be like, oh, I was plotting with your brother to kill you? He's going to kill her. Or Jenard is going to kill her.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if she tried to tell Diamond that, considering he's making his way back in good with the coalition and with CBI? He is becoming a friend and being
Yeah.
brotherly with his actual brother. They're going to kill her
Yeah.
if she tries to tell that.
Yeah. And honestly, I feel like he was only teaming up with Shanti because he felt like Diamond was pushing him out for Tommy. So it's like
Precisely.
they got close in that way because it's like, oh, Diamond is so stuck on Tommy and he needed somebody to bond with. And every time Shanti was like, yeah, so we should take out Diamond, I was like, whoa, 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 that's still his
Whoa,
brother, you know?
whoa,
That's still his brother. Like,
his brother.
I didn't see him going through with that part. Like, I think he probably planned to like talk her out of that, but I mean, she was serious. I didn't see how their relationship was going to hold up. So I'm kind of glad this is unraveling the way it is because I was like, in what world is he really taking out his brother? He was mad, but you taking it too far. If I come and vent to you about my husband, I ain't saying let's go kill him. Like, I'm just mad. And I think she was taking it to another level.
Yeah, like her
So yeah.
ambitions got too big for her own head. It's one thing if they would have conspired to kill Tommy, it and to which they did want to, but she made it a point to be like, "Oh, you have to kill your brother." Like, why? We can work together here. He's been running Chicago for this
Yeah.
long. I don't even understand why I have to take him out. But I mean, I guess I get it, but I'll stand on the fact that she's not going to make it out of here alive if she tries to tell Diamond that they were going to try to kill him, because she would be implicating herself as well. Moving on.
Yeah. I see. I think Shanti is gonna get killed, and I think Jenard is gonna get killed. I just think
Mm,
Jenard has to go.
yeah.
I don't see him making it out of this. I mean, I just don't.
You know what I didn't like? So let me give you another thing that I didn't like. I didn't like
Yes.
the setup by Tommy to get him to use again, where they have him using drugs again, because I'm like, I don't want to go down that path again with Jenard. But I think the setup in and of itself, whereas Tommy is trying to get him, I guess, to make the wrong decision, especially after finding about the
Yeah.
fentanyl move and finding out that he was an addict. I understand Tommy's point of view, but what I didn't get was I've seen Tommy kill people for less. When he came to the meeting spot where all of them were, so we're D-Mac, Marshall, Diamond, and Jenard, and the
Yeah.
rest of the crew. When he came in there, he only pushed Diamond. What? So you just found out after, that whole showdown that Jenard and Shanti had. She goes back and she tells Tommy that they tried to set up D-Mac. They were setting him up for him to be killed so that they can offer him up to King Kilo. How come Tommy didn't come in there guns blazing? He just came in there and shoved him, and then they had a little tussle, and then he ran away. Does that sound like the Tommy you
You
know?
notice they didn't have a lot of guns going on in this episode. It was like,
But he pulled out
remember
that
the
gun
two
quick for
knives?
Stacy.
You saw the two knives.
Yes. I don't even
Well,
want to talk
yeah,
about that
that was the
knife.
only time. Yeah, the knife situation was like, so we using butter knives now? Like, what's nobody had a gun? What are we doing?
Not the butter knife.
I just couldn't understand how you taking out a kingpin pin with a butter knife. Like, what are we doing?
I, especially someone who is as
And yeah,
wicked.
like since when does Tommy come into a fight without his gun? It's just I felt that somebody was gonna shoot him. I was surprised that he just walked back out, and
And was
that
able
was an
to just
interesting scene.
skedaddle away.
Hmm.
Okay.
Like, let me just
All
go
right.
punch up that and then
Okay, so let's talk about some of the other things that's happening and we can get through the other characters. So we talked a little bit about Jenard and Diamond, and I'm pretty sure we'll circle back to them in a little bit just to clip to
yes.
make sure we clean the slate with their storyline for today's episode. But Vic, let's talk about Vic a little bit. Do you think Vic is going No, she's shaking her head, guys. Do you think Vic is going to survive?
Vic, to me, I feel is so irrelevant. So I can see him making it. I I could see him making it off of the fact if they want to keep the Flynn family alive. That's the only reason I will see Vic surviving. But to me, he's really irrelevant. Like, they're just trying to give him something to do. But he could have went down with Claudia for all I care. Like, I just don't see the purpose of him in the show. I'm sorry. I know he wasn't asking for all of that, but
No, no,
I
no.
don't. I think he will
I want you.
survive because they have to keep. I think he'll survive because they still need to keep a part of the Flynn family. That's the only reason he'll survive. And I feel like they killed off Claudia, so that is the only reason. But other than that, I don't see his relevance in this. Like, I don't think Vic is a threat to anyone. They keep trying to portray him that way, but I don't. I just don't think that.
So Jenard asked him a question
I don't think
when
he's on anybody's mind to take out. Like,
he's not, and that may be a good thing. He's flying under the radar, so to speak, right? But Jenard asked him a
yeah.
question and said, if Tommy
Hmm.
hadn't come around, it could have been me and you running this. And I do think things would have been differently, or things would have gone differently if Tommy wasn't there. But to say that Vic would have been running this is a stretch. And even to say that Jenard would have been running it would have been a stretch too, because there were still bigger people that they had to contend with. Walter Flynn was still alive when Tommy came out. And there was still Diamond that Jenard had to answer to because he was still released from prison. What with or without Tommy, these people
Yeah.
were still going to be there. And from what we learned in the first
Yes.
season of Vic, Vic didn't really want to do this. He just wanted to ride off into the sunset with Gloria. Now, I know I said all of this stuff last week
Exactly.
when we had Bernard on the show, and we talked about Vic possibly surviving only because you said something that I agree with. They killed all the other Flynns. And so far, we haven't seen them kill off an entire family bloodline yet. So there has to be one of them that lives.
Mhm.
And if there was any other
Yeah.
clue that I thought Vic was going to live, it was because of what Jenard said to him. Oh, we could have done so much better. It kind of seems like they're teaming up. But he also tells him, and I quote, he tells him, "You owe me." So how is he going to pay this back? He's going to have to pay this back by teaming up with Jenard to go after Tommy. Has to. Because they've both been wronged by him, and that he treats both of them like slime under his shoe at this point. So
He does.
you're
Go fetch.
go fetch. So let's talk about another person that's a little slimy. Let's talk about Sen. We'll wrap him up really quickly. So Sang is the corrupt person here. If there was a person in law enforcement that should have bitten the bullet or should have been 6 feet under, it should have definitely been Sang, because he is the person that isn't pure. He is the person that is corrupt, and he is essentially working with the Marquez cartel. We see that they bring him over and they tell him, like, you got to fix this, because right now he's confused. He doesn't know where this tip came from that Stacy got to go arrest this random person, right? So he's trying to figure out. He's telling her, "Well, I think somebody's playing you. Where did you get that tip from?" And she's keeping her cards close to the chest, even though it hasn't been, or at least from what we can see, it hasn't been made aware to us that she thinks that there is a mole within her team, even though there is.
Yeah.
And it's him, but he is just he is going to throw her under the bus at every turn to make sure that he doesn't die. But now I wonder what do you think Sang is going to have to do now that Stacy isn't there anymore? How does
It's
he
not
say
looking
it?
good for him. It's not looking good for him because he had to prove, like, she's lying. That person didn't kill. And also, I just found it weird that she wasn't looking at him sideways, like, why is he pressing so hard, to get me to fess up? So what is he going to do? Because now it dies with her, right? It dies with her that guy
Well, we don't know.
is going to take the rap for killing Claudia. That's a closed case, right? I mean, what happens
It
now that she's
depends.
gone? Who's going to bring it back? Oh, her husband.
Yeah.
Her husband. If she confessed everything. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. 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 Yep.
Hmm.
Yep. And I wonder if he's going to tell Sang any of the things, what his last discussion with his wife was, considering now she's not here anymore. Do you think that he's going to go back to her office and tell them all of the stuff that she intimated to him?
You're right. I see that happening because he's going to be looking for somebody to confide in. And they
Yeah.
always feel they can trust their brothers in the law enforcement. So he's probably going to be like messed up and he's going to confide, like, she told me something before she left and da da da. Yeah. But then still, how does that play out for the husband?
I wonder how he's going to feel about her no longer being here. I hope that he won't go back and tell Sang about what their final discussion was. I just to keep her memory pure and to kind of protect her legacy a little bit.
Yeah,
But we
that's
do
true.
have to worry about, not necessarily an innocent man, but someone that didn't kill Claudia being locked up. So we'll see. We'll see next week. I do think
Yeah.
he has some honor about him, but I do also think that he does love his wife, and I don't know if he wants to bury her and besmirch her name at the same time. So who should we move
Also,
on to?
like, now that we're
Oh,
speaking
tell me.
about that,
Uh-huh.
oh,
No, 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 tell me. Go.
why wouldn't he follow her? Yeah, why wouldn't he
Um,
follow her? Why would he, because it's like, I'm sure she confessed and like, look, this is what I got myself into. I'm about to go meet with Tommy. Why would he not follow her? Or why would someone go with her to have her back? Why do these people love to meet up in a dark alley on a back road with a big time drug
with a
dealer?
big known killer.
No protection. Like,
No bulletproof vest.
they
No
do it
nothing.
every season.
Every season. Every season. I couldn't believe she
Every
went
season,
there.
every show.
She tried to pull out handcuffs, and before she could even blink, Tommy already shot her. Then he was like, "Oh my gosh, poor
So
baby, poor Ting."
my thing with that is like, what was Tommy thinking, and where is this gonna go now? That I'm at a loss.
Well, so you can correct me if I'm wrong, right? I only watched the episode
Hmm.
once. So when we see Tommy at the end of the episode and he's going to meet up with Stacy, he's just coming from getting beaten up, right?
Yeah,
That's when he's oh, okay. So I just wanted to make sure I wasn't confused there because he comes back from getting beaten up. And remember what I was saying earlier about, hey, the Tommy that I know, if he just found out that his nephew was set up to be killed, why didn't he come in there guns blazing? So he did have a gun on him. He didn't shoot them up when he went to go confront Diamond, but when he went to go speak to Stacy, he shot her
yeah,
just because she's like,
I
I'm not
know.
doing this no more. She's like, and he was just like, that don't work for me. I'm like, okay, all right. So I guess he didn't. Maybe I can rationalize him not killing Diamond and them by what you were thinking or saying earlier. Whereas you're like, well, maybe they're just having a brotherly spat, and maybe he didn't think that it needed to come to killing him yet because he doesn't know if it's exactly
Yeah,
true.
I feel like
So
he knows he's gonna need them in some capacity at some point. So it's like, he kind of wants to keep them close. I just feel like he's like, yeah, I can't, because Diamond is CBI. It's not just Diamond, So it's like he had to think that one through. Whereas Stacy, she just is somebody getting in his way. That's how he's looking at it.
yeah.
Like
So
Proctor.
let's talk. Uh-huh. Like Proctor. But Proctor was a little bit smarter. He had like backup and he had other people involved. But
Yeah.
yes. Whew. Okay, so let's talk about Marquez a little bit. Marquez is giving all types of orders from behind that dirty brain cell that he's in. Every week he got a new phone and he telling people who to kill, what to do, and none of these things are happening for him. So he sends out the order that Miguel needs to die, right? He also sends out that Tommy needs to die. None of these people get killed. A matter of fact, they bought some butter knives to try to kill Miguel, and Miguel gets out of it.
Who butter knives? Both of them decided. Two different drug dealers decided to come with two butter knives. Why? What?
That's all they had
The two
available.
geniuses woke up like, aha. Yeah.
So they came
I just was like,
with
really?
okay. Let me contain myself. Okay, so they came with the butter knives, right? Both of them, and they both dropped the butter knife. And Miguel is able to get free. And one of them, wait, what happened to the one? Hold on, I'm trying to think. What happened to him? Did he fall? I'm trying to think. How did Miguel get loose from him? Okay,
That's okay.
so Miguel gets loose.
You good? Mhm.
And then we just see him get up and start yelling, "Y'all got a problem with me!" And he's yelling at them and cursing them out, and he survives. Miguel makes it past the butter knives. So after Miguel gets away, he starts yelling about him getting them back, and now it's forever beef with the Marquez cartel. He goes to Che and was like, "Look, they drew first blood. I've been waiting for the day so that I can start some mess with these people," because he has been telling Che about the Marquez cartel for forever. He has been wanting to go to war with them, or at least strike back or strike first on them, because he knows the type of people that they are. And now let's see if he actually is able to get Che on his side to retaliate against the people who tried to kill him. Doing it. So, do you think that Che is going to let Miguel actually go against the Marquez cartel? And if he does let him do that, what is it gonna look like in Chicago once they're done?
It seems like he's gonna let him go. If he gets CBI to join in forces with him, he's not just
Hmm.
gonna let him go. Didn't he say he said something like that in that episode? Didn't he?
Mhm.
In
He did.
episode
He did
7, he
say
said
something like
something
it.
like you need more power. You need to join forces with somebody like CBI or something like that. So I think he will, but he needs help. Is basically what he's saying. So yeah, him giving him the okay by himself, no.
Think that from what we know that Che has said throughout the time that we met him that he doesn't want additional bloodshed. He doesn't want to start a war. And I think that he is eventually going to talk Miguel out of starting a war with the Marquez cartel because he doesn't believe that he can handle it. And honestly, I don't know if Miguel has built enough social capital with the people in the coalition, specifically
Yeah,
Diamond and Jenard, to be able to come to them to ask them for help against the Marquez cartel. At this point, the only alliance that Miguel may have, even though it may not be his favorite, would be Tommy because Tommy is kind of sort of on the
yeah,
outs with Diamond and Jenard. And Tommy is
yeah,
kind of standing alone at this point. They're making decisions without him. The coalition actually voted to start moving fentanyl. And that was something that Tommy was staunchly against since coming to Chicago. He wanted nothing to do with that part of the drug
yeah,
game at all. So now that it's kind of
yeah,
seeming like he's on the outs with the coalition, he's getting closer to Miguel because of Maria being pregnant. I think that these two
yes.
have nothing left to do but to form an alliance and start to team up with one another. But they're gonna need help.
Agree. Yeah,
So I just mentioned
and
Maria,
I think that's
and
why. Yeah.
no, go ahead, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, no, I was saying, I think that's another reason why he ended that fight with Diamond, and because he's gonna have to spin the block and work with them again. I think it's gonna be Miguel, Tommy, and CBI.
I don't know if it's gonna be Miguel, Tommy, and CBI. It doesn't seem like that, especially because they still
You
have
don't think
they
so? You
still
think
have King
okay?
Kilo. They still have to worry about King Kilo. So unless someone kills King Kilo in prison, then maybe they all can come together. Because what exactly
Mm.
are they gonna tell him?
I think they're gonna work together one more time in the next 3 episodes. I don't think they're just done.
I
Like I said,
think
I
we
think that
have
was just
more
a little spat
chaos. It's not just a
coming.
little spat, right? He is accused of trying to get his nephew killed. And we know how Tommy feels about family. Speaking of family, there is one subject that I do want to go over with you because I'm curious about your thoughts about Maria being pregnant. And I brought up earlier that we have so many plot points that we have to fix or that we have to finish or we have to tie up. Do you think that we are going to see a full-term pregnancy for Maria, considering we only have 3 episodes left?
Oh, I I don't think so. Just because there's no happy endings in Power. There's no happy endings in a perfect world. He'll have his son, he'll have his twins, and they'll ride off into the sunset. But in Power, just especially with Tommy, um, it may go 2 ways. Cause remember Holly? It never came through. Lakeisha, it never went. Nothing ever came of that. So this is the third time. They might let him get his happy ending where Maria may die, but the baby lives. She may come full term with the pregnancy. She may not. But to kill another unborn child for Tommy, I just feel like that's dirty.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know if you can hear me right now, but I would hate if they did that again. I don't know if we're
I
gonna
can.
see it go full term, but I do think that Maria, if they leave her storyline open, they'll just leave it open, but I don't think that they're going to kill her off of the season. I don't think she's going to die, and I don't think Miguel is going to die, only because of what you just said. We've already done these things with Tommy. He already killed Holly, not knowing that she was
Yeah.
pregnant, and we did see that Marquez put a hit out on Maria saying what's his name? I think his name was what was the name of the guy who he told? I think his name was Lupus or Titus. Sorry, his name is Titus. So he told Titus to kill Maria, to kill the sister, and considering Titus's track record where he came to kill Miguel with a butter knife, I don't know how he's going to be able to get next to Maria to kill her. So I have full faith that Maria is going to make it throughout
Yeah,
the rest of
Maria's
this
probably
series.
gonna
All
Maria's
righty.
probably gonna take Titus out.
Yes,
Titus seemed a little slow. It
I
seemed a
hope
little
so.
slow.
The only other thing that I wanted to cover was we kind of skipped over it a little bit is when Stacy went to go visit Maria. Do you think that she's having doubts after speaking to Stacy about being with Tommy and possibly having this baby for him?
Most definitely, she is. And I think that's something that she always thinks of. Remember, she went to like go get an abortion after she saw blood in the floor. So she's always battling that. Like, in a perfect world, we'd live together and be happy, but I have to face the reality that he is who he is. And I think Stacy bringing that up to her is something she constantly thinks about. She just doesn't want to face it.
Mm,
So, yeah, I mean, she's still going forward with the pregnancy, though, but I don't think she'll ever come to terms with the fact that Tommy is who he is. It's just that's the life she chose right now.
hmm. Yeah, and on that note, guys, I we're gonna wrap this one up because I feel like we covered all of the major points. The only thing that we may have missed is Shanti busting up Jenard's Lamborghini. We didn't talk about what happened during the setup of Jenard when he had sex with the stripper and Shanti comes in and find out. It looks like because I watched the previews for the next episode and it looks like she is speaking to him again. So even though she said that they're done, it looks like they're gonna make up. I don't know what the parameters are for
Okay.
that, but we'll check out next week's episode. If you have any thoughts about this episode and you want to share the two things that you liked and that you did not like, please feel free to put it in the comments, or you can just tell us, please. So don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel at PVTLSTD on YouTube and follow us on Instagram at Chronicles of Power. It has been a pleasure working with and talking to you, Mema, today. Even though we had a little bit of technical difficulty, we still made it come
Yeah,
through.
we did.
Thank you so much for your insight and rest in peace to Stacy Marks.
Yeah. Sorry.
Any final words
Maybe the
from you?
shine will take you back.
No.
There's no
You know
happy
what?
endings in Power.
You know where she needs to
I
go
just
if they're gonna do so they've been approved for 2 additional seasons of Welcome to Dairy. She needs to go on Welcome to Dairy. That's where she needs to go.
what? Why?
I'm telling you.
Why?
They can find
Why?
something for her. She can act. She can act. I'm telling you.
No, she's great. She's
Yeah,
great.
she's great. I'm telling
But
you, they can find
okay.
something for her there. They can find something for her. I don't want to see her on the shot. I don't want to see her as an attorney. I want to see like take me back to 1935.
Yeah.
Let me see what you can do there. Let me see.
I, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
can
I can
see it.
see. I mean, she's versatile, so she could do any role. Yeah. I
That's how
agree.
I feel. She could do anything. But on that note, we are out of here because Mima has to go work, and so do I. So, guys, it has been a pleasure, Mima. Hopefully, you're able to join me for another episode out of this season. We have 3 more episodes left. Next week is Christmas, so Merry Christmas, everybody. By the time you see this, there will be a new episode airing. There is no break next week. Episode 308 will air, then episode 309 will air. And after episode 309, there will be a break. So we are still running through. Even though there are holidays coming up, we still will be airing and podcast episodes will be released. On that note, have a good week, everybody, and see you soon. Later, Mima.
Bye.